Hey guys, Brandon Chambliss with NOLA Homes Project. I'm super excited to be able to share this financial strategy with you. This is a strategy that's proven that individuals in the past has used, are currently using, and certainly will be using in the future. And I wanted to share this with you because this may very well be the strategy that change your financial future, where you can now leave your children's children an inheritance, where you can create generational wealth and you become financially free yourself. Now, I've taught this strategy many times. We've implemented these strategies, but it wasn't until a mentor of mine actually put the strategy on paper where you can visualize it in a format that's simple and easy to understand. And his name is Jay Morrison. So guys, before I move forward, I want to share with you guys our social cause. That social cause is Project 5000. NOLA Homes Project 5000 is an economic development project that will create 5,000 new homeowners in and around urban communities all across America. We are already in Chicago, Dayton, Ohio, Indianapolis, and of course New Orleans, and we're expanding on a monthly basis. So there's no way possible one or two or a handful of investors can create 5,000 new homeowners. So we have a real estate investing mentoring program where we teach new real estate investors how to invest in real estate successfully. That's the key, right? So I'm going to share with you guys a strategy that we could get the ball moving. So let's assume that you have a person that may be making minimum wage. Let's say they're making $8 an hour. Do they don't apply for application because they making minimum wage or $8 an hour? No. With this strategy, guys, I'm going to share with you guys how they can still make that happen. So let's look at number one. We have FHA and conventional loans. These are two loan products. With the FHA loan product, as long as you are buying an occupied home, where you're going to actually occupy that home and live in it, then you only are required to put down 3.5% down of the loan amount. To give you an example, if it's a $100,000 home loan, 3.5% is your down payment. That's roughly $3,500 to put down. That's right. See guys, a lot of people I come across sometimes think that you have to have 10% down, 20% down to buy your first home. And that certainly is not the case. As an owner-occupied home, you're only required to put down 3.5%. Now, how many times people that you know, including yourself, that when income tax came around in the past, you may have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that you took and spent it on something else. But we never considered to take that $3,500 out of that federal income tax and put it on a home. But now you guys, you know the strategy, so you can teach this to someone else, right? Each one, teach one. So having said that, that gives you a low down payment. The next strategy, the ammunition, is multiple co-borrowers. So let's say this person is making $8 an hour. They don't earn enough to qualify for a home loan. But they could partner up with maybe their mother, their father, brother, sister, cousin, friend, right? And they become co-borrowers where they are bringing their resources and finances together to qualify for the loan. See guys, other people, other nationalities, other nations does this all the time. How many times you look at certain communities, you may have 2 to 3 families living in one house. Sometimes you may talk about it and man, oh, what are they doing? But they're using a strategy where they buying their first home, they save up enough money together, collectively, the pride is set aside, and now they go buy the second home, then their third home, then the fourth home. Now all the families have their homes. It's a strategy, guys. So you can use multiple co-borrowers, 2 $8 an hour jobs coming together, salaries coming together, right? The next is future rental income. Guys, this is a big one here. Future rental income. What that means is that if you decide to buy a duplex or a double, threeplex, fourplex, you can use a percentage of the future rental income to help you qualify for a mortgage. You follow me? So you don't even own a home yet, but the bank is going to allow you to use whatever the projected rental income is. They're going to allow you to use a percentage of that to help you qualify for the loan now. You follow me? Hope that makes sense, guys. So, having said that, the next thing you want to do is move to point 2. Instead of buying a single family home where you're coming out of your pocket every month to pay that mortgage, you have no cash flow. Now we're teaching this strategy that go and buy you a duplex, 3plex, or even 4plex. Why? Well, let's use this example as a 4plex. You have yourself and your co-borrower living in one of the units. The second unit is rented out for $800. The third one is rented out for $800. And the fourth one is rented out for $800. Now, I'm being very conservative with $800 because in New Orleans, our market, it could easily be $1,000 to $1,100. But being conservative, we can use $800. So that's $8, $16, $2,400 that you're going to receive in rent payments. You're in this unit living rent-free, mortgage-free. You don't have to pay anything, right? No mortgage, because the other 3 units is paying your note. So this 4plex is a $150,000 loan, $180,000. Your note might be $900 to $1,100. But guess what? You're getting $8, $16, $2,400. So out of this $2,400 is going to pay your mortgage for this home, your insurance, your taxes, and whatever's left over. Let's assume let's say it's $1,200 left over. Well, you have $1,200 per month that's going to cash flow into your bank account while you live rent free. Guys, do you think you can enjoy that lifestyle, living mortgage free and creating $1,200 income? Absolutely. I hope so. So guys, the next strategy is strategy number 3. Let's say a circumstance come up where you have a change in your circumstance, new addition to the family, you're moving out of town, or whatever that change in circumstance is. You can go and buy a second property using a FHA loan product, as long as you're going to live in this home, owner occupied, and put down another 3.5% down. Why? Because it makes sense to the underwriter, the person that says yes or no to your loan at the bank or the mortgage company. The underwriter is going to see, okay, you're moving from a 4plex or duplex over to a single family home. You had a change in circumstance. That makes sense. But what does not make sense is that if you buy a single family home with 3.5% down, now all of a sudden you want to go buy a duplex or a 4plex for 3.5% down. They're going to say, wait a minute, buddy. You're trying to be a real estate investor, aren't you? Right? So now that doesn't make sense. You can't do that. Because in order for you to be a real estate investor, you have to have 20% down to put down on that loan because you're a non-occupied owner. But you can move from a duplex, 4plex to a single family home. That does make sense. So the strategy we teach is that, of course, we're going to use an FHA loan, 3.5% down, but we're going to use a different product within FHA, which is called a 203K loan. This FHA 203K loan is a rehab loan that funds you and gives you the purchase price to buy the home from the seller, and also gives you the repair cost in an escrow account that you can draw off. In other words, you rolling up your sleeve, putting some sweat equity into this new project and creating instant equity in this house. So for an investor like myself, we strive to buy distressed properties at a discount that we can pick up at a wholesale price, renovate it by adding value to it, and then sell it as a retail product. Well, we're making a profit in between wholesaling and retail. But when you decide to roll up your sleeve, of course, you're going to get a licensed contractor if you're not one, right? But the idea is the equity that the income, the profits rather, that the investor would have made, you're going to make that in the form of equity now because you're doing this rehab. So the day you move into this product, let's say you have an extra $20,000, $60,000 if you bought it right, of equity sitting in this house. So now you moved out of this side of the unit. into your new home that's newly renovated. You have the paint you want, the appliances you want, the kitchen that you want, right? And you have $60,000 equity sitting here. You rent this last side out. Now you rent that out for $800. So now you have $3,200 that's coming in from this unit. That's enough to pay for this mortgage, and that's enough to pay for your new mortgage on your home. Again, you're living mortgage-free in the house. You're creating cash flow. $1,200. Now this may have went up to $1,600 cash flow. Imagine this. Get this. You're getting $1,600 cash flow coming into your bank account every month. You're living rent-free in a brand new renovated home, and you have $60,000 that's in this home. Guys, that's building wealth with assets. So now, let's say you decide, hey, I want to tap into this equity. Because this money is dead technically without you doing anything. Either you got to sell it or refinance. So let's say you refinance this home. A bank or mortgage company is going to lend you up to 80% of the appraised value. So let's say you refinance, you pull $30,000 out of this property. Now you have that go money, I like to call it. That monopoly money, that get out of jail money, right? Because you got $30,000 that you just refinance cash. So now you can buy you another single family home to rent out, or rehab and sell it, or you have the $30,000 you can put down on a cash flowing property. Either or, you can do this. Again, you can buy a single family home, rehab it, buy it at a deep discount, which we teach you how to find these properties. You renovate and you sell it. You get your original $30,000 back, and potentially you may make another $20,000, $15,000, $30,000 or more extra profit. All because of what? You follow a strategy. You got your go money. Or you may decide, okay, I'm going to go buy me another fourplex. Buy you another fourplex, put your $30,000 in, you buy right again, you buy at a discount, you rent all 4 of these units out. So now you have $3,200 coming in from this one. Your mortgage might be $900, $1,000. So now you're cash flowing another $1,600, $1,700 from this one. Another $1,600 cash flow from this one. You got a total of 8 units, and you're still living rent free. Guys, I hope you see this. This is serious. This is a strategy, guys. So guys, I hope this helped you. Watch this particular video over and over and over again, because there's a number of lessons that's within this. See guys, we have to move together as a fist now, opposed to fingers. It's high time now. We're not a company that's fly into town, an out-of-state company, give you some rah-rah moments, then leave town and leave you off just through email assets. We have boots on the ground, people that can look right over your shoulder and step you through the process of winning in real estate investing. So guys, to the next video, I say, God bless. Take care.